Hello and a warm welcome to everyone for another edition on AIFF TV. My name is Nilanjan Datta, and today we are waiting to chat with the India Under-17 national team head coach, Mr. Bibiano Fernandes. This live is very significant because it was only yesterday, and there we have the head coach, Mr. Fernandes, at last. Obviously, you need to wait for great people to be joining us patiently, and obviously the patience is always very, very sweet. Bibiano, coach, thank you for joining us. It's a real privilege to be having you along with us.
Hi Nilanjan, thank you so much. I'm happy to see you safe and healthy, and I'm happy to be here live. Thank you.
The pleasure is entirely ours, Mr. Fernandes, because we are happy to see you, hear from you a lot. Many fans, many journalists, friends, followers have joined us, sent in their questions from all over the country. In fact, some even from outside India. The India Under-16 national team has captured the imagination of all. Mr. Fernandes, as you know, we had the draw yesterday, coach, and what was your instant reaction? Title contenders Korea Republic, strong contenders Australia, dark horses Uzbekistan, who have age group tournament a very good track record. Your immediate reaction of the draw?
Yes, looking at the draw, I was watching it live, and when I saw, before the draw, I was not expecting Nilanjanda, any country or to be in any group or anything sort of like that. But when I saw Australia, Korea, and Uzbekistan, I thought of my team, where they have already given an account of themselves in the qualifiers and with their performance. And I believe Nilanjanda, I believe from my heart, I'm telling you, these boys can perform on that stage with those countries.
Fans, followers, and friends, you hear it from the man himself, the man who has been leading a very silent revolution in Indian football, very silently from behind the scenes. Age group after age group, one team after the other, he has been churning out. He says the boys he was expecting, and the boys are ready. We'll be coming back to the draw, coach, a bit later. Some questions, we move ahead to some of the questions. The first question from a fan, Mr. Jessel. He says you mold your teams to play the beautiful game in the beautiful manner. Can you give us an insight into your coaching philosophy or playing philosophy, and where and whom did you gain inspiration from?
As a player, Nilanjanda, as a player, I always loved this game, and I love to play it very beautifully. As you must have seen me playing, when I was playing, I didn't play much, but I love to play beautifully, and I love the ball to be moving and passing and a lot of possession. So these boys are doing well. They are learning learning fast and catching up quickly. What I instill in these boys is first thing, Nilanjanda, is values of life. That is most important thing. The respect to the opponent, respect to your teammate, respect the game, the referees, the staff and everything. The values are most important thing. I stress a lot on values of life, and I teach them a lot of life lessons, giving them my experiences, experience, and then they understand better. So first thing is values in life, and then we do a lot of. Then it comes up with discipline also. It covers up with discipline, and discipline is one of the one of the main thing. You have to be having discipline because in any field, Nilanjanda, maybe in football or any other field, if there is no discipline, you cannot come up. So discipline is must. But I am not a coach where I am strict on players. I sometimes ignore their naughtiness. I understand they are under 16 boys and they miss their home. Sometimes they miss their families. They miss their brothers, sisters. So we try to cover up for them. We try to be, very loving to them. We are very caring for them because we know they are sacrificing so much and staying in Goa. And that is why we give so much of love and care for them. Another thing I instill in the boys is resilience. when they are playing. Control of emotions. So those are the most important things where it matters at the highest level when we are going to the competition now. So resilience, being controlling your emotions, not the situation controlling the emotion. So resilience is uh, one of the things, and getting these boys ready, adaptation to different level in the championship in Bahrain. So you have to, as a player,
Sure.
you have to be adapting to the level of the other teams, other countries quickly, and
Absolutely.
try to raise your level and meet the objective. The objective is to win. So that is what I instill in the boys, and where I get it from is it's bits and pieces I collect here and there. Nilanjanda, something from like discipline I collect. I get it from the from Sir Alex Ferguson.
I see.
I've read about Alex Ferguson, about his discipline, about other tactics, the major tactics, about Klopp, then Pep, about keeping the ball, and little bit of me, Nilanjanda, what I have experienced in football life.
So it's the
Yes, Nilanjanda.
culmination of the best brains, footballing brains of the world, into the best, one of the best footballing brain in India. That defines the Indian under 16 national team head coach. Coach, not many acknowledge the silent revolution which you are leading at the present moment, because very few people do understand that coaching an age group team, for example, yourself, under 16 team, there's no retainership. For example, the previous match of 2018, which was such a brilliant match, playing in the Indian Arrows, going out to play in the Hero ISL and the Premier League of the country now, being signed by them. Now, you cannot retain any one of them. They are 17, 18, they are the under 19. So, how is age group coaching different from that of the seniors?
Nilanjanda, yes, when we go to play tournaments abroad, India is always underestimated when we participate in tournaments, and we are underestimated. But after we play one or two matches, then they come to know what is India now. They
Exactly.
they 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 know, and then they start talking, and we always want to go as dark horses. We want to prove, and we have proven as dark horses
Without any
in the
doubt.
past.
Without any doubt.
Yes, and we want to break the silence with our performance, and we did that. And if I remember, Nilanjanda, in Serbia,
Mhm.
when we went in Serbia,
Mhm.
and we won the tournament, where
Mhm.
Tajikistan and Jordan under 16, Tajikistan under 16, and Serbian under 17 team was there, and the organizer, and one of the officials, he he at the end, when we were checking out from the hotel, we won the tournament, we got the trophy, and we were checking out on the hotel, he came and congratulated us, and he said, when you came, and he was the one who received us in the at the airport, and he said, when you came and I saw your team, I thought you would be last in this tournament. But he said, I was surprised that you all won, and it's a great change India has brought into the in football, and he had so much of respect for our boys and for us, and he said, he did not expect India to win. He said it was he would have been. So that thing we want to we want to do it by our performance. Yes, Nilanjan.
What is the biggest challenge in getting an under 16 team which is equally good or aiming to be better than the previous edition, coach?
Yes, Nilanjan, sometimes it is challenging, but things have become better now, and our scouting system has been in place now. Scouting is headed by Vikram Nanikar, who is doing a fantastic job, and who is doing making job easy for us, and sometimes even we have to I go around to do scouting. So the scouting has been in place, and it's becoming better and better, and it's because it's not difficult. Yeah, it's difficult because India is such a big huge country. To cover up a whole country is not possible, but we since the scouting system is in place, we are trying to reach as much as possible, and that is why one of the things, one of the reasons it is not that difficult nowadays. Another thing, a point is, Nananda, is the change of coaching education in India. That
Exactly.
has, brought change and revolutionized the coaching, the coaches at the level where where they are coaching in the communities, they are coaching state level coaches, the school level coaches has been changed, and we in the coaching, the courses, they always say better the coach, the better the players.
Without any
So the
doubt.
coaching education, Savio, it was changed before when Robban and Scott was there, and Savio is doing a fantastic job, taking it from there and pushing the limits of the coaches, and it has been changed, and that thing also becomes and when we do scouting, we get better quality players, under 16 players, and in future, I'll tell you, Nilanjan, that it will become much better and better, and you will
So
have more choice of under 16 players.
definite.
Yes.
I'm part of the system, the back end team. We know the process, but obviously there have been many questions on this, on the scouting part. If you could elaborate a bit, where do you scout from? Do you target the age group tournaments, national championships? Do you have your scout giving you tips in various parts of the country? You yourself go there sometimes. The scouts also do they then come for trials? There's been many questions from the fans regarding this.
Yeah, Nilanjita, we target Super Cup, then national tournaments, then in zone where the state tournaments are going on, local state association tournaments, age group tournaments. We target those, and whenever I am free, when I'm after September, I'm free. So wherever I feel like going in the finals, or I want to see the semi-finals and the finals of the national competition, under 14 national competition. I request the scouting head, and then he arranges for me, and that is how that is how we target, and also, Nilanjanda, from the coaches who recommend, where we don't reach out. We have coaches who also call on a call. They will say, "I've got a player, and would you like to see him?" Then we exchange videos. I see the videos, and I see if that player is, a particular boy is good to come and give trials. So that is how also I never say no to anybody, because you never know, from any end of India you can get a best player, and it will help the national team.
Definitely, definitely. It can help, and it has been helping because the last edition, it was a very good and a brilliant performance from the boys. This year, from the qualifiers, Bibiano's boys qualified in Uzbekistan, ahead of Uzbekistan, and Uzbekistan are a powerhouse in Asian football as far as age groups are concerned. That was a huge achievement. They scored 11 goals in 3 matches. Bahrain 5-0, Turkmenistan 5-0, 1-all. We were leading against Uzbekistan before they pulled it back. We were the group champions. Many messages coming in from many of the fans. Best wishes, carry this team to the World Cup. Mr. Hamzad Ali just says hello, coach. Lot of them. There's a journalist also who has pinged with a message. Mr. Debanjan Bandyopadhyay from the Anand Bazar Patrika in Calcutta. He says, coach, what is the USP of this team, and what USP do you try to drill down the head of your under 16 boys?
Sorry, Nilanjana, what is that? USP?
What is the USP of this team, the unique selling point of this team, the speciality of this team?
Yes, Nilanjana, this team is better. I'll tell you why it is better than the last year's under 16 team. It's not only because of the scouting what we have done, or of the experience what you have experienced in the last edition. It's also because of the coaching system, where I just said, because better the coaches, the better the players will come. So
without any doubt.
Yes. So if we do this job well, coaching at the lower level, good coaching, then you will see every year good players produced. So that is how it will become better and better. We will say next in another next edition, we will say this is our best under 16 team. So yes, this under 16 team is better because of all these factors, as well as the experience what we have got in the last championship when we lost
Championship.
to South Korea. Yes,
Well,
that is how we. Yes.
what were the learnings from the last edition? We went into the quarterfinals. I was lucky enough to be there in Kuala Lumpur. What were the learnings which you discovered from the last edition, which you carried forward and made yourself and the team stronger?
So many things, Nilanjana. So many things you can learn. You change as a coach, and the way you look at this competition changes. And then that is how you start your scouting. Then the type of players you need to play at the top level with Japan, the Koreas, the Australias, the different type of players you need to play at that level. And then it started from there, Nilanjana. And then this team. That is why I'm saying this team is different from the previous edition. It's not that the previous boys and were not talented, not good. Not just that we have experienced so many things. This previous under 16 team has given us so many experiences, and we have changed and we have evolved. And then we have instilled those things into these boys. And that is why looking at the draw, I was much relaxed and watching at the draw, and I have believed in these boys. I'm sure they will not let I'm sure they will make our country proud.
Is the Korea match a revenge match?
Yes, it looks like a revenge match, and I'm sure Korea also will be thinking about that, and it will be a kind of revenge match. But we will. I'm just hoping to start the camp and get the boys to the best form as the competition comes.
Yeah, that's a question from a lot many of the fans. Lot many say that Mr. Nawaz Sharif has said asked this question. It's COVID to 19 times. The boys are on a break. What sort of preparation are you doing with the boys, and what are they exactly doing at the present moment? That's a fan question from Mr. Nawaz Sharif.
Yes, it's been difficult for us and all over the world. It's been difficult times, but everybody is finding their ways to ways to work with the boys. I know also there are few countries who are training as well already. Under 16 countries are training. But what we started doing is like last month. What we were doing is on the Zoom app. We were having sessions thrice a week, strength, 1 day strength session, goalkeeping session, and a ball mastery session. That is what That is what I know. It is not enough, but we were keeping them in touch. And also some we used to put some matches of under 16 matches of Tajikistan or other countries, and then we used to analyze the match. We used to have an interaction session with the boys and us.
The fans are there backing you. We will win against all of them. Mr. Anirudh says, Orinjoy says hi. We obviously remember you, Orinjoy. Which part of the world are you now? This time we'll be beating South Korea, they say. So that's lot many expectations from the fans. Another fan question, coach, from Atu. And he says this time, like as we did for the last edition, due to the COVID pandemic situation, there may not be it's not possible to have so many international and exposure tours which were planned. So how, as and when the boys assemble, how do you plan to proceed with the boys, the training sessions?
Oh yes, we are aware of that, and we are already working on that. And yeah, it is not in my hand or anybody's hand.
Exactly.
I hope this pandemic, gets over sooner. And yes, the plan is to play matches, local matches, but higher level matches. If we don't get international matches, we are going to try for international matches and tournaments. But if not, we are going to play matches in Goa but higher level matches where where maybe even the pro league teams, the lower ranked pro league teams. So the plan is that right now we'll have to wait and see.
As and when the team assembles, obviously some plan would be there. I was also hearing from there may be some matches with the Bhubaneswar Academy boys, not yet finalized as yet. Coach, your love and care for the players, your support staff was letting us know lot many anecdotes and incidents. They especially recall one of the incidents, anecdotes, when on the day of the first match of the AC qualifiers in Uzbekistan, a certain boy fell ill, and you called all of them, all the other staff, to rush and help, obviously, and see how much serious the situation was. But they say all in unison that by the time we reach that room, coach had already taken care of everything. The first aid was provided. Sometimes he's so strict, but there's always a loving nature and a very tender and a kind heart which he possesses to all of his players. That's one. And this one, I need a comment from you, coach. They say there was a funny side of you in a team program in Thailand where you took the mic for some 45 minutes and played the anchor in Hindi and English. Bhayo and Venom, and you held the show for 45 minutes, much to the applause of each and everyone. And everyone says we did not know that coach has such another delicate side of his, and that was a hidden side of his. Could you take us through that session? Shomo, I
Yes.
believe so, was singing lot many songs there.
Yeah, the thing, we won the match and we were traveling back in the bus, and there's always mic for in and I used to sit in the front seat. So there was a mic, so I just lifted up the mic and put it on, and it was on. So there were players like to sing and all, and one thing I like and I always admired is in that orchestra. If you remember the orchestra, the music, the orchestra, the anchor who comes and announces. I love the way he announces it, like Bayo or Baino, Agla Kalakar Ara. That I used to love that, and I was introducing the Kalakar, the players who's going to sing. And one of our staff was really good in singing. I used to love the way he sing, and then I used to introduce him. And after he finished, I used to introduce another player who used to, like to sing, and everybody was enjoying that time. Yes,
yeah, they were remembering it. There are lot many also comments coming in. We support the Indian football team. Rahul VD back the blue. Thank you, Mr. Aditya. I am from Northwest India. He says, obviously, all part of India. We need your help and support. Coach, you mentioned about your support staff, one of the staff. If you could also let the entire world know who your support staff are and how much value do they add to the team.
Yes, Nilanjanta. It's not. I'm just the face of the team, but I'll tell you, Nilanjanta, if my support staff is working with me from last 4 to 5 years, most of them, and they are the ones who are working night and day. And I'll tell you, each one of it's not only about working, Nilanjanta. They are passionate about Indian football. They are passionate about this game, and they are also passionate about the boys to take care of the boys. So it's not only me; it's also my staff who is always there behind, and that is why also these boys are playing well. I also like to mention is also the staff who is working from the offices. Also helping the team to get what they want and what I want as a coach, or as a players, what they want, as a manager, what you want. All this, especially the scouts, the Abhishek and Shanta ma'am, and everybody who is working behind is doing a fantastic job. If I'm working here in AIFF, Nilanjanda, I never ran short of anything. I was given everything, the exposures, the matches, whatever I wanted to prepare the under 16 last edition, also this edition. Also, they are helping me to get the boys in the camp as soon as possible. So everybody who is working behind under 16 team is also should be congratulated, and yes, congratulated.
Thank you so much for that. Being part of the football house, we take immense pride in working for Indian football. And when you say that, means a lot for each one of us. Obviously, the national team department and each one of the staffers at the football house. And obviously, special thanks to the president, Mr. Patel, and Mr. Das, the general secretary, and also the support from the MIO, MYAS, and the SAI. Coach, moving on, there's a big fan of you. You have a big fan, and one of the biggest players the country has ever produced, the talismanic captain, Mr. Sunil Chhetri. Each and every time the under 16 boys play, not only this match, even the previous matches when you used to play abroad, trust me, each and every day he used to follow the scores. If he missed, there used to be WhatsApp messages to our communications desk. What happened? Following, could I see the highlights? And he said the other day in the live chat, I like the manner they play. They are being coached by Bibiano, play wonderful, lovely football. I am already a big fan of the under 16 team and the Indian Arrows, especially the under 16 team under Bibiano, the manner in which they play. They look a really very good unit. So you have a big fan in there, coming in from none other than Sunil.
Yes, sir, Nilanjita. When he says that it's such a motivating words for our boys under 16 team to work more harder, and a captain, a legend, a leader who has done a fantastic job, contributed to Indian football for last decade or so, and he's still doing it, and that is a great motivating words for us under 16 team, and it also puts me under pressure to keep him impressed. So I have to work more harder and keep the captain impressed.
The praise and the appreciation from his side has been for long, and I believe so you have withstood that pressure. So there's absolutely no pressure on that, because it's been going this back for almost 3 years now. His fandom with over the under 16 national team. Coach, in an interview the other day, I was reading an interview on our website, in fact, official website, where you said, obviously it's a kind of a constraint that all the boys are currently locked down or indoors. But this is also a time when the peripheral vision of the boys can be improved. So indoors, how do you do it? Means, what did you mean exactly by that? I wanted to ask you that question.
Nilanjanda, this peripheral vision is a small thing, but you have to practice it consciously and get it into subconscious mind. And if you get that into subconscious mind, you will see your game, the level of your game rises to a different level. Just a small thing, Nilanjanda. When we were playing, I used to watch games on TV, and I used to think how this player can see that player, without he is looking down at the ball, but he can still make a correct pass. I used to wonder, and then I had no idea about this thing. But as a player, if you keep on playing, you will develop that. But if you make a conscious effort at the age of 16, you will have it in you as in your game. So it's about Nilanjanda. It's about looking at one thing, but you can see a picture sideways. You can see so many things. Like as I said, I stress on this. I stress on this with my boys, peripheral vision, because if you not aware of what is around you, you will struggle to play, and you will struggle so badly at this level when we are going, that you will be not able to play. We will be not able to play. So this is you can do it just sitting in front of TV, watch TV, but your eyes on TV, but you can see what is on the sides of the TV. Maybe in your showcase, maybe a cup, maybe a book, maybe a pen, but you are looking at the TV. That is what about peripheral vision. So in a game, how you do it is you look at the ball, but you can see who is around you. When
exactly.
The player is there, the space is there, opponent is there, where your player is. So I stress a lot on this peripheral vision and scanning.
Definitely, that's wonderful words, because unless you have the peripheral vision, it defines a footballer and his decision making. Mr. Anand Tyagi, the voice of Indian football, Anand, as we call you, good luck to you. Anand says to you, coach, good luck to you, coach, your team and your dreams, more power to your ambition. Thank you, Anand, for that message from your side. Coach, there's also another question from the fans. By the way, the entire communications desk says hi to you. I won't be able to get back to the desk without saying this. Showmo, Shovik, Sresh, and Varun, Orko, and Persin, all of them. They have all said hi to you, Coach. There's been an influx of academies at the kids level, at the age group level. Not many academies, which is a very positive sign all over the country. Now, are the batches that are coming in, or the players that you are going to spot or scout, are they a bit technically better as they have been playing in these academies? Is there that subtle difference which you have noticed?
Yes, Nilanjan, the thing is, if you practice every day, like you said in the academies, you practice every day, definitely you improve. And if you practice, with a good training, you improve more. But if you play matches every weekend, you improve more, more than you can train. So it's all about playing matches. It's not only training. You at the end of the week, you have to have a match. You have to put it in test what you have learned throughout the week. So yes, there are players who are coming with good technique. Better players are coming because of this academies and all. They are doing a fantastic job. But we need, if as a player also, you have to play matches to get better and better and better. So more matches we play, it will be good for under 16 team also.
Any age group teams for that matter, any player for that matter.
Yes.
Course, there's a typical fan question, but a very significant one. People obviously want to know about this. There obviously can't be any ranking for this, but Mr. Rajesh asks, given your experience of having coached the under 16 team in the previous edition, where you went around 24, 25 international matches all over the world in various continents ever, how do you see the gap between the other play teams which you played and the Indian under 16 national team? Is it vast or is it very low? Is it coming down? That's a typical fan question, but very significant one.
Nilanjanda, I'll tell you, if I see behind the matches we played, the gap is not too big. Nilanjanda. We just missed, by one goal in the quarterfinals. And
Exactly.
if you see so many, other matches we played, if you see Uzbekistan, we played the Turkmenistan against Turkmenistan and Bahrain, and the previous under 16 batch. The gap is not too big, Nilanjanda. Just a little bit of more work at the ground. We are there, and just a little bit of more work on the ground, and we are doing, and we are going to go there. Just a matter of few years, Nilanjanda, and we will be at the in the top 5 of Asia. Just a matter of time.
That was I was going to ask you, and Sunil also said there was another question on that. So okay, you have already answered that we expect the boys to be into the top 10 of Asia at that level. Komal Thatal has joined us. Thank you, Komal, for joining us. How are you? Where are you? We want to see you play. You mentioned about coach. You mentioned about the value of coach education which it brings, and obviously there's been a lot of a good work which has been done at the coach education level. It started under Mr. Robert Byrne, Mr. Scott O'Donnell, Mr. Wim Koevermans was there. Savio taking on the good work with Mr. Mariano Diaz. Now, of late, in a recent development, lot many players, international players or national level players, immediately after retiring from football are getting into coaching. That earlier wasn't exactly the case. Once you hang your boots, okay, that's a different life. So many names coming up. So how will it change Indian football, and how beneficial will that be? You see it?
That is so good to hear, Nilanjanda, that all the players are wanting to go into coaching and give back to the game, and it helps a lot as a player, Nilanjanda. If you ask me, my playing experience has helped me to coach this young boys, and maybe in future professional team. But your playing experience helps you a lot. Not that if you're not a player, you cannot be a coach. You can be a coach. But the playing experience, the feeling of the players, the emotions of the players, you can understand as a player because you yourself
Exactly.
was a player. So that helps a lot in Nilanjanda. And if this, most of our players who are retiring from the football and going into coaching or any other sort of in football, to give back. So it will be a great help in future, Nilanjanda.
There are not many names. Clifford is a pro-licensed coach. We were speaking to him the other day. Gauramangi is there. Renedy is there. Ishfaq is there. Mehraj is into coaching. Even Subroto Paul, still being in active football, is completing his licenses. Venki is the assistant coach. So obviously, lot many, and also other names whom I, due to lack of time, I cannot mention. A big thank you for all of them for their contribution, even after hanging their boots. Two, three more questions, Coach. Where do you see this batch after 3-4 years? That's a fan question from Mr. Vijay.
Yes, there's no doubt this batch is talented, Nilanjanda, and I'll tell you this batch is going to go far. I'm sure this batch is going to make to the national team possible. I hope so. And they have proven in Uzbekistan the way they played, and then this batch is one of the talented batch I have had, better than the last one. I have most talented batch, not because of me, it's because of the coaches who are doing a great job at the lower level, in schools, in academies, in grassroots level. So that is why in future I'm sure there will be more players produced in future.
That's a very modest Mr. Bibiano Fernandes. But coach, honestly, means qualifying from Uzbekistan, above Uzbekistan in Tashkent, in that hostile atmosphere is means a lot for the development of Indian football, and that we are on the right track. One of the last questions, coach, which is a very pertinent problem, people keep on asking and pondering and wondering what exactly happens. And I also keep on asking this question to each and every one. You have coached so many youngsters over the years. You have played at the national level with so many talented players yourself and you as a player. At the youth level, or maybe age group level, I should rather, 16, 19, lot many of the players, whenever you speak to them, they have a vision and dream of going abroad. It's not easy, but still they have. But once post under 19 days or the transition period, it kinds of fizzles out. The players are not much willing, or maybe lack of opportunities. What exactly happens? What can be the reason for this, coach?
Yes, Nilanjanda, there are so many scouts when we go abroad to play competition, when we go to play exposure matches. There are so many scouts out there, scouting players, and they come and talk to me. They say this player is good, and he has to come here at this age. And yes, you can see so many players out under 16. Even in the last batch, even in this batch, there were so many scouts who were trying to contact me, the players. And if you have heard, a recent under 16 boy has signed for a Portuguese club, who was in the last under 16 batch. So the most surprising thing was he was not in first 11. He was in as a substitute, and he has signed in a Portuguese club. So that means these boys can do that. Playing who are playing in boys can do that. Only thing, this boys has to be a little bit open to going to foreign countries. A little bit open to be going into foreign countries, and also the parents should be supporting them. I understand a boy, a 15-year-old, to send so far in another country, it's also difficult. But if parents can help them to get and encourage them to make decisions, and help them to make decisions, I'm sure there will be so many youngsters who will be playing abroad.
Surely, so many youngsters. That's also a message for all the parents and the guardians from the head coach of the Indian under-16 national team. Coach, before we let you go, the last question is, there have been lot many fans who want to play football, want guidance. What would be your message to all of them, not just only the boys? There have been lot many girls also who have joined us. Your message as the head coach?
At present, take care of yourself. Don't stay safe and stay healthy. That is the best thing you can do at present. If you love football, to keep playing and love what you do, and then try to improve every day, and then you can reach your goal. Just love what you do. That's all. But stay safe and stay healthy this time.
Stay safe and stay healthy. One of your friends, previous under-19 coach also with Indian Arrows, Floyd, is also with us. He has been commenting in between. Sorry, Floyd, for missing your comments. Thank you for joining us. Obviously, he understand has been praising you. Both of you have done a wonderful job together, under 16 and the under 19. Coach, thank you so much for joining us. It meant a lot for not only the media team and the communications team, but also for the fans. I believe all of whom were eagerly waiting to hear from you. And before we let you go, you need to promise that you will be back with us closer to the tournament. And thank you for joining us, and good luck, Coach. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Nilanjan. Full pleasure. Thank you. Thank you so much.
The pleasure is entirely ours. Thank you, Coach. Bye-bye.